Yori Folani, let's address now the story that you all heard about. I think was it yesterday or day before yesterday? I'm talking about the former Attorney General whose convoy was attacked. I'm talking about Malami, the Attorney General at the time in the Buhari administration. His convoy was attacked in Building Kebbi, and he was able to very, very quickly say that he noticed people coming out of the APC headquarters and that they were APC thugs, and these are the people who attacked him. Well, APC was equally as quick to respond that, what are you talking about? We have nothing whatsoever to do with that. We didn't know anything about it, and but let's talk about it today. And our guest is Abdul Rahman Mohammed Manga, who is an APC chieftain, and he's in Kebbi State. A fine morning to you, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah. Well, you know, what can you tell us about what happened? Because it's a straightforward affair. We understand, we've heard from the former Attorney General that he was on his way, say, sort of a condolence visit to some people, and he was attacked. And then he got as specific as that, as to say that in one report at least, if you happen to have picked it up off Legit, the law publication, he alleged that he actually noticed people coming out of the APC headquarters and that they were APC thugs. Tell us about what you think about that. Do thugs traditionally, habitate, gather together around party headquarters?
Well, good morning, viewers. Most sincerely, I'm in Kebbi, and we saw all what happened, and it's quite unfortunate for the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice to have come up to do such a kind of baseless claim, because we knew what happened, and we have been following the antecedents, even though as soon as that incident happened, His Excellency, who is our governor, the most amiable governor of Kebbi State, His Excellency Dr. Nasser Idris Kaurangwandu, quickly called on an emergency security meeting to assess, for them to brief him of what happened. And the investigation is ongoing, and I'm happy that this swift action has brought along very commendable response. But for the Attorney General to quickly rush to the media to say he was attacked, I think it was something that was unfortunate, because APC has always been a very peaceful party, and APC has been down to earth as far as peace is concerned. We've never seen it like this, not until when he came in. And when he came in with his list of a bunch of thugs that came in from Sokoto. You cannot say you are coming to condole and you're coming with the convoy of so many personalities, with thugs, with what have you, to say that you are actually coming to condole. And you came around. Of course, he has been coming to Kebbi several times. Not a single day he was attacked. And at the same time, coming all the way from Gwandu, coming to Kebbi, almost all the billboards that has APC, Asiwaju's posters and the governor's posters were all raised down by his thugs. So I think he came and he quickly wanted to be the one to scream after being the one that caused this mayhem. We have had series of political activities. None were violent, not until when he imported thugs, because he wants to come in to Kebbi and make a political chip score that he has been attacked, which is uncalled for such a personality to claim that a peaceful state like Kebbi, he was attacked. And it is not time for campaigning anyway. You know very well, he came in with sirens, with political cars, with banners, with thugs imported from Sokoto. So whatever may have caused that, I think he has himself to blame, because he was instrumental to all the mayhems that were caused, and we were actually completely disappointed with such acts as far as Kebbi State is concerned.
In the aftermath of the event, has there been any kind of communication that you are aware of between ADC and an APC? Because it was such a brazen, statement to make, specifically fingering the ruling party and its thugs, to use his words.
Sorry, come again.
I say, since it has been made public, very quickly after the event, that APC had nothing to do with it, the allegation is baseless. But I was wondering if there's been some sort of a rapprochement between APC, between the ruling party and ADC, or in Malami in this case, as far as you know.
Well, as far as I know, we've never had the police commissioner, as I told you, is investigating the matter, and His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, has frowned on the happenings, and it's quite distasteful, and we are not happy with what happened. But we are yet to say anything because the conclusion of the investigation has not been brought out. So we will not be, it will not be fair for us to say anything until we are able to hear what the findings are from the security operatives. But as far as we are concerned, the ruling party is calm. The ruling party is concerned that we've never had violence within all other oppositions. Why now? And Malami, for him to come out and quickly say that the governor is instrumental, or the party APC is instrumental to such activities or such violence, is uncalled for, and we are disappointed.
You said earlier that the former Attorney General, Malami, was that he also had his own. The way it was reported was that Malami's convoy attacked. But from what you are saying, he also had a whole, a whole crowd, apparently. I mean, considering that you were going for, what is this? It was a visit to condole with some people. What are you doing with so many people that could be seen as thugs? I don't know who they were, but you've just said that he had so many people. So it's like, did he come prepared for any eventuality? Because the kind of people that the likes of Malami would have been traveling with, I would want to imagine, are not those that can suddenly turn on a dime and become thugs if necessary. And they would be, considering his status.
Unfortunately, he came with such kind of thugs, and they were imported thugs. They are not even thugs that were coming from Kebbi. They were thugs that he brought in from Sokoto. So how can somebody come in to condole those who have lost their loved ones with such kind of political thugs? And they were all carrying weapons. If you have seen the videos that were going viral, most of those with arms and thugs were his thugs. And when they came into the party, our party office, they came and actually take a different lane where our party office is, and they were shouting that the government must go, that it is only going to last for one term. That you should know that it was wrong for him to have done that, being somebody who knows what the law says, and somebody who is coming to condole. And this is not a political rally. So we were actually very disappointed with his actions, and after that happening, he is the one to first come out and say that he has been attacked, which is the most uncalled for thing we expected from such a personality.
A number of things sort of, my mind is working around. Number one, how did whoever attacked him, how did they know where he would be at what time? And then you just said here that my understanding was that he had to pass by to get to where he was going. But apparently, did I hear you say that they actually made a detour? Did they branch at the APC headquarters?
Virtually they did, because that same day, that fateful day, all the critical stakeholders in all the local governments and zones of the 21 local governments are in the party office, actually having a meeting as to how to go about the PVC, the voter registration exercise, sensitization, and what have you. And when he was coming, he came in fully prepared with a lot of talks and a lot of noise. I think he should have avoided that route for him to have, have peace over. You don't expect the opposition to come into a state that has a ruling governor of a party coming to stand before the party office of a ruling government and be chanting slogans of
anti-party
we
slogans.
must take you out. So he knew what he was doing, and that was why when he realized he had an own goal, and he was quick to have a damage control by coming to the media and saying that he has been attacked. And with what he was saying, we all know that he has been coming to Kebbi for so many things, and not a single day he was attacked. And we had in 2019, in 2015, we had more complex political activities with a general, with the last general who contested. Not a single issue like this had ever happened. In the last election that we had with another general, General Bande, there was so much rancor in politics, but no confrontation, because we see ourselves as brothers in the struggle. Anybody who emerges, that is destined to be there. But for him, coming as a somebody who left the APC, coming to say that he's coming to test his might, I think it was a wrong move, and we are disappointed in what he has done.
Did you say people were injured on both sides, or was it, on one side?
There was no injury. There was no injury. There was a stage managed injury that was shown, but we all saw that that was just political propaganda to to smear the APC, which I'm disappointed with such allegations. And they were quick to come and grant interviews with so many nasty comments trying to belittle the ruling party, which was wrong and which is not, it has never been the tradition of Kebbi State for such acts. We know very well that our governor has been a very peaceful governor, and he's one person who has detested Togri in all honesty. In fact, we have over 2,000 young people that he has given SSAs so that they go out of Togri so that they can be able to be self-reliant. So for us to see people coming from Sokoto just to come and prove that they are coming in a big way, we were very disappointed. For somebody who was a law officer, who was part of the people that wrote the constitution of the APC, coming to violate what he has written himself. It is most unfortunate, and we are not happy with that action.
Was this all reported to you by an eyewitness that you trust? Because I'm trying to find out, you're not giving me an eyewitness report, are you?
Look, some of these things we saw it ourselves, and some of the videos that went viral could speak for itself. You can vividly see what happened, and these are not mere allegations. These are things that went viral, and we all saw what was sent for people to see. I think he wanted just a cheap political score to gain sympathy that the APC have attacked him. APC is not a violent party. APC is a party that has a focused leader whose concern is to ensure that peace is in his domain. And that is exactly what the governor of Kebbi State has always been preaching, of peace, and that he stands for any day, anytime. That was why immediately that happened, he called for an emergency meeting, which lasted for almost 3 hours through the night to ensure that such a kind of occurrence never happens again in his state.
Okay. Whereas you did opine that there were hardly any injuries, but for instance, right now we're seeing on our screen a vehicle screen that is broken. Now, it is just the one, it is this same one that we are seeing, and you might be seeing it as well. How extensive do you think the damage was, or do you think it has been overstated?
Well, I believe that most of this...
okay, that's another one. That's another one now. That's another screen broken. Okay, please continue, sir.
Yes, as I speak to you, most of these destructions we see, I am believing that are self-inflicted for him to get cheap political sympathy from his own people, because as far as we are concerned, such that has not happened, and even if it had happened, his people were instrumental to what had happened.
Okay, I hear that last bit, and I think that bit is important, that in any case, whatever happened, there's no way he can exonerate himself of blame because of, you haven't used the word, but because of provocative actions. Why did he not make his route such that he didn't have to go past that place, but then he did, and as you said, they even stopped to chant some slogans, maybe anti-party slogans. So there is that to one side, but what has been, of course, apart from the general disapproval and the fact that meetings have been held, let me know the position of the governor on this kind of a thing happening in his state. I know he has taken it very, very seriously. Meetings have been held and he has decried it. But could you go beyond that and give us the impression that Mr. Governor had?
Dr. Nasser Idris Orangwandu, the executive governor of Kebbi State, is a very, very determined person to ensure that Kebbi State is a very peaceful state. And he has shown that in all the problems we've had with the Lakurawa, with the bandits and what have you, he is always on the spot to ensure that peace is restored in where we have issues like that. So for that reason, he has frowned at it. He has called on the security operatives to ensure that some thing is not repeated. And whoever is found one thing must be brought to book and must be put to justice, that will be like a deterrent against the occurrence of such things. Because if we are starting this like this now, what will look like in 2027? And we believe that politics is not about killing, it's not about maiming, it's about interest. You don't have to come and destroy or take cheap political scores for you to be able to get political sympathy. What you should do is you should go back to the drawing board, look for people, canvass, tell them what your party manifestos are, and let them vote for you based on what they believe you can offer. As far as we are concerned, His Excellency has offered more than enough for the good people of Kebbi State, and the good people of Kebbi State are for him, and are going to support him come 2027, God's willing. So for them to come in with an approach that they will come to show that their ADC is coming in full force, I think it was a wrong calculation that I think is not giving them the right results. And we believe that the person in question, the Attorney General, will go back to the drawing board and realign with the peace, strategy that Kebbi State is known for. Kebbi State has always been a peaceful state as far as election is concerned.
Okay. Well, the police are also involved, and usually the police don't want to know the details about who is against who or what is against what. They are mostly concerned with keeping the peace. Now, this kind of a thing happened. Have any arrests been made? And if not, why do you think that is the case? Since the police don't take sides, they just concentrate on, you disturb the peace, you're going to be answering questions to us.
Unfortunately, he has even challenged the securities that the securities were seeing and they did not react, and which I believe that the securities were prompt to ensure that the peace is normalized in the area. It would not have been like this. But when he came to have his press conference, he actually smeared the police and even include them as they were there and they never supported, controlled the crowd, which was wrong. Because the police, if the police wouldn't have interfered, that means the violence will have been worse than what it is. So, when you look at the approach the ADC in Kebbi State has taken is a wrong approach, and I think they need to go back to the drawing board, because Kebbians are very clever, Kebbians are very smart, Kebbians know what they want. So I am believing that they have to go back to the drawing board.
Let's look at the political situation in Kebbi State. Until now, before this unfortunate incident, has the political atmosphere been cordial? We can disagree and still be friends. How would you characterize the political atmosphere between, the ruling APC and PDP, ADC, and all these other parties. Has there been a harmonious kind of political engagement between these parties?
Not until now that we had this new political party coming, the ADC. All that was given in terms of support, the governor has even supported the other political parties. Whenever he's distributing fertilizer, he gives to the political parties. Whenever he's giving any relief or support for the fasting or for whatever, he makes sure that all our political parties are involved. So as far as we are concerned, we have a very cordial relationship with other political parties, and other political parties are also happy with the governor in terms of his concern towards ensuring that there's a free level playing ground. You know, because I know that we have political parties that some of them have even decided to leave their political parties to come into APC because of the concern and the commitment His Excellency Dr. Nasir Idris Kaurangwandu has been giving in terms of welfare, in terms of basic needs. And the infrastructural development in Kebbi State have moved most of the major political key players into APC. As I speak to you, it is because of the good work, because of the approach His Excellency has in governance, that we have all the 3 senators that were in opposition backed into the ruling party. We also have other stakeholders in other political parties, all leaving their parties into APC. It is not until now that Malami, who has an ambition to contest, that has just few people with him. In fact, I want to tell you that including the closest associates of the former minister, disagree with this interest of going to ADC because they believe that the government is doing well. So I don't know why he decides to leave, and he's leaving alone, that he shouldn't leave, he shouldn't come with violence. We still have a lot of respect for him as a former minister who has enjoyed the dividends of democracy from APC, who has been a minister from APC, who has been the legal advisor of the national party APC, and who is now leaving APC for ADC, and at the same time challenging the policies of APC that he just left 3 months ago.
Let me bring on a viewer. I beg your pardon. Let me bring on a viewer. He's been waiting to get on. Good morning to you, Joshua in Irewolede.
Okay, good morning to you, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and good morning to your guest.
Yes.
Please, if my line is clear, just give me a thumbs up.
Your line is very clear. Your line is very clear. Can you see it?
Thank you very much.
I give you 2.
I think this should give everyone a major concern concerning 2027, right? This is a kind of a prelude to what they are preparing to do in 2027. They're just testing the waters. And everybody should be at alert, especially the security system in the country. Because once some people see that they don't have the grip, the next thing they are going to do is start stoking the embers of violence in order to attract some measure of sympathy to themselves, especially those who think that they are underdogs. So you see, I watched it and I looked at it very well. For the chief law officer for 8 years, to just name somebody as his attacker, I mean, that's below the table, Uncle Yori. That's below the table. We should, maybe it was the trauma of the attack and we condone him for that. But to just pinpoint that it was APC, when he also had a crowd with him, I mean, it was too much. So, I mean, this whole idea of, about coalition, what I'm appealing to everyone, whether APC, PDP, or whatever, people should come to the electorate with the agenda they have, the programs they have. Presently, we have a government that is very strong on reforms and doing things that are very clear to everyone. So if there's going to be another person coming into govern, the person should have a program. You know, the person should have something to showcase and not to just be going about causing confusion here and there and raising public looking for public sympathy. I think this is not too good. For me, from the point of view that the guy is a chief law officer for 8 years, I mean, and he was with a convoy. The convoy shows that anything could have happened. You should expect that he wasn't in charge. Anyone within that ambience or within that space could have caused problems, even among his own. For him to immediately say it was APC, I knew it was political, but too cheap, I mean, for that. Yeah. So everybody should be at alert that this will not be a case of what they are trying to do in 2027. I think the president and everyone's hands will be on deck to prevent violence in the next election. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for calling in. Would you like to comment or react to that submission?
That is exactly what it is. When you're coming in, come with your manifesto. Tell the Nigerians what do you have for them. Don't come with violence and seek political sympathy. And that's exactly the case of Kebbi State. His Excellency is doing extremely well, the governor of Kebbi State. And when he's coming to see how do you get attention? How do people look at you that you are coming in and you quickly shout to say foul? So I think what he did actually is an own goal. He scored himself, and unfortunately he scored 0 on that. And the governor is focused. The governor is determined to ensure that he's still in charge of his state, and the governor will continue to take charge of his state, God's willing. I believe that His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, is up and doing and will do everything humanly possible to ensure that peace is maintained in Kebbi so that people will continue to enjoy the dividends of democracy of the APC. And that we are proud of him, and we are proud of the President, Commander-in-Chief, that is in person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with the massive projects that the Kebbi State is enjoying at the moment. Because this is the first time that we have enjoyed over 550 billion naira projects across Kebbi State. So if that is done, then what is wrong about the president? And at the same time, the governor is up and doing with so many multi-million naira projects coming all over the zones. So I think the governor is doing well, and we are giving him all the confidence that we are going to vote him for 8 years, and for us to enjoy the dividends of the democracy that his APC-led government is doing to us.
Okay. So, well, it does look like the violence was contained. It didn't spread.
It was extremely contained.
Because there were no reports that it spread or that other people now decide to take sides and that kind of a thing. And
when they realized that the plot has failed, they all decided to leave the state. Immediately after the press conference that they did, and they realized that it was not, they didn't get what they wanted, so they decided to leave the state because the game is over. If they had enjoyed that privilege of what they intend to do, they would have been still around. But as it is now, none of them is there because the plot has failed, and Kebbi State is calm. The governor is in control. The security agencies are in control. Nothing is happening in Kebbi. Life is normal, and nothing is happening as far as that is concerned.
Okay. I'll tell you what, please bear with us, Abdurrahman Mohammed Manga. We'll take a quick break, be right back to continue this conversation, and we'll take calls if they come in. Do stay with us, please. Looking at the situation, the unfortunate situation where the vehicle and the convoys, according to the former Attorney General, was attacked. And he put that out there very quickly. And he even fingered the ruling APC. But APC has since immediately responded that it has nothing whatsoever to do with it. Waiting for us on the line. Thank you very much, Mr. Latwe Drosimi, retired AIG. Please go ahead now, sir.
Good morning, Kuyori.
Good morning, sir.
What happened in Kebbi recently is very unfortunate. Kebbi State happens to be one of the most peaceful states in the northwest geopolitical region. I've always been saying that. I want to greet man at the studio. The Kebbians are good people. They have actually taken rice revolution to another level. At the same time, the tomato. That state is very important. There should be nothing that will disturb the peaceful existence of the people there. I am sure what happened was an isolated case. The man who was attacked had been part and parcel of the same family, and there is political tolerance in Kebbi State. I do not know the genesis of what happened, but I'm sure it would have been a provoked attack between A party and B party. This does it. But my appeal, especially to the traditional ruler, is to call all Kebians together and let them know that politics is just a game, and there should be no need of A attacking B or B provoking attacking on A. That is because that state is very, very important. I've always been saying the politicians and the citizens of that state have always been cooperating together. I spent 2 years there, and I know that it's a peaceful state. We should maintain that peace because the state is very important to the president. It's very important to Nigerians because it has been so peaceful that even when any attack happened there, it's always been from the border side. They've never, the governor, the political leaders there have been working together as one. And those who have even reached there, who industrialists there, have invested heavily on rice mills, while the young men and women have been busy producing rice and they have been producing tomatoes for Nigeria, for Nigerian consumption. Anything that will disturb this here should be stopped always. Traditional rulers should call the politicians together, appeal to them to remain brothers and ensure their focus. Let everyone say whatever they want to say. The Kebians will decide who they will vote for in 2027. That is my contribution.
Thank you very much. Abdul Rahman, I noticed that you were nodding. I assume that you approve of the submission of Olatoye Edrosimi, the retired AIG there. He said he even served there for 2 years, so he knows the place personally, and that's why apparently he's also surprised that this is coming and has made his suggestions that maybe we need to even take this to the grassroots. Maybe this is a fine, as fine a time as any to ask you what the security situation is like in Kebbi, because I know the government is working on so many fronts.
Well, I most sincerely commend the last caller. He knows Kebbi very well, and that is exactly what Kebbi is. And we want to commend His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi, for ensuring that peace is always his top priority as far as Kebbi is concerned. We have a pocket of insurgency coming from the south, though before now we have places like we have refuge homes where here and there, but His Excellency has mobilized everybody back to his home base, and he has worked towards getting deployed military personnel in the southern part of Kebbi, that we no more have the issues of running here and there, even though we have pockets of attacks that come in from Zamfara into Kebbi, that side and go back, but still the issue is contained drastically. We also have the issue of Lakurawa in the northern part, where we have them coming in from the border side to come and cause mayhem and rustle cows and go back to Niger, where His Excellency also has been up and doing to ensure that we have even a military base situated in that area, so that we can have that cases or those issues can be reduced to the barest minimum. And we must also thank the Chief of Army Staff, who has always been coming to Kebbi, and Chief of Air Staff, who has always been supportive in wherever we have attacks. We have jet fighters coming to ensure that normalcy is restored. And those who are there are coming to attack. Some of them are neutralized and what have you. So the cases have drastically dropped down, gone down, and we are hoping and praying that Kebbi continue to enjoy the peace that is enjoying with the good effort of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State. I want to tell you that this is a person...
I beg your pardon. There's another person waiting to join the program. So let me bring on Daniel in Abuja. Good morning, Daniel.
Hello. Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, I just want to also share my thoughts on this unfortunate incident that happened in Kebbi.
Sure.
Lending my voice in the same direction with the last caller, everybody knows that it's amazing and a peaceful state. It is quite unfortunate that politicians, of course, speaking as a politician myself, some of those within our ranks, have not understood the essence of campaigning or selling thoughts and ideas to people based on issues, discussing issues other than personalities. And for anyone who feels comfortable today rearing a monster in form of thuggery should be reminded that days away from today, a month, a year, 10 years, he or she is going to be devoured by that same kind of monster. So I truly want to encourage my brothers and sisters in Kebbi, and of course, Nigeria also, that it's not even the season of politics yet. But if you see people going through desperate and extreme corners to sell or to encourage thuggery, then those are people who don't mean well for the society. And most especially, Kebbi. I am originally from Jos. I know the ills of political thuggery. And if Kebbi is being introduced, if this is being introduced to Kebbi, it is about time we call everybody to order and ensure that this does not escalate beyond the unfortunate happenings of yesterday. I encourage people in Kebbi to run away from this. You can always know how it starts, but you will never know how it ends. Thank you very much.
Very true. Very true.
Okay. Yeah. Abdurrahman, did you want to react to that? That's another testimony.
Yes. I think what has just happened in Kebbi is a cause for concern that security agencies should call all political parties to order. Let them come and read their riot acts and tell them that this is just happening to a baby state that has never experienced violence before. It should not be escalated so that we don't lose the peace we have in part of the countries that have peace. This is not something. This is very new to us. This is something that, including those in other political parties, when we meet, we laugh, we chat, we go our ways. Now today we have people who don't even know us, don't even know where we are coming from, which means they were imported to come and cause such kind of violence in our areas. So we need to really see, all political parties brought to book. The security operatives or the agencies should read their riot act to ensure that this is not happening not only in Kebbi but all over the country. Because as he said, Kebbi is a very peaceful area. I want to tell you that this is one area when you come, you will be imagining, look, is this really in Nigeria? Because it's the most peaceful state as far as we are concerned. And this is done because of the efforts the previous government and the present government is doing to ensure that Kebbi remains the most peaceful state in the country. So I am disappointed that this is happening and is uncalled for, and we're actually not happy with it, and we don't want the occurrence of such kind of thing in Kebbi. As far as we are concerned, even if you are in the PDP, APC, ABGA, whatever, we are all the same families. It's a game, and you come and play your game. If you win, you're there. After 8 years, you go in, somebody else will come. So why do you need to bring violence because you want to get cheap political scores? And some of these stage-managed videos that they were going viral were all, instigated so that they get cheap political sympathies. The ADC don't even have a political party office right now as we speak in Kebbi. They are just renovating one. So how do ADC become a threat to APC in Kebbi? It's not.
So you completely reject the notion put out by Mr. Malami that he was attacked by APC thugs.
Yes.
Okay.
I completely reject that, and I stand by my words that it is rejected. It was stage managed for him to get cheap political score, and that should not be an approach. He should devise another means to approach politics.
Okay. Let me take Umar, who has joined from Minna. Good morning, Mr. Umar. Oh, you can hear that we just lost, unfortunately, Mr. Umar. Maybe he'll get back in again. Well, here we are. Yeah, thank you very much. We're talking about this unfortunate event because it happened, and as a news station, we're going to look at it. But there are other, areas with that, many other laudable things to talk about in your state. Mohammed Nasir, His Excellency Mohammed Nasir Idris, has been making strides. Tell us about infrastructural development in the area. Is that continuing apace? At Greek, we know you are not slacking in Kebbi. We know that one. But infrastructure, Uncle?
Well, the word of infrastructure, Uncle, makes me happy, and I want to tell you that if you are talking about modern Kebbi, modern Kebbi is not going to be complete without the name of His Excellency Dr. Nasser Idris Kaurangwandu, who has transformed Kebbi from the local Kebbi you used to know to a modern Kebbi now. When you come, I want to beat my chest and tell you that we can compete with let me try Lagos. We can compete with Lagos.
Indeed, why not? Why not?
After as you are just 8 years, inshallah, the next president will be Dr. Nasser Idris Kaurangwandu. Then I will tell you now, did you come and see Kebbi?
So
he has done a lot of transformations. We have seen our road networks has improved. He has completed most of the abandoned projects in the state that are really for the interest of Kebbi. The secretariat is now one of the best secretariats in northern Nigeria, if not Nigeria. I want to be proud to say Nigeria.
Okay.
You know, he has transformed the agricultural sector. He has done so many renovations. He has improved the mega schools. Mega schools are all over the state. He has renovated so many secondary schools, so many primary schools. He has done so many in terms of rural networking, rural electrification. He has done more in the modern motor park that when you come now, you say, well, this is not the Ajegule version. No, I know Ajegule is better now.
Ajegule is better. Ajegule is better. Don't just be calling Ajegule anyhow. Otherwise, they come for you in their own way too. Say, I want right of reply.
Let them invite me to see the Ajegule that I used to know from the Ajegule that to this now.
Let me bring on, I beg your pardon, let me bring on Ibrahim in Ilorin. Good morning, Ibrahim. What? Is it a plan? Just as I went to Ibrahim, the call dropped. Okay. So, Abdurrahman, that was just a joke, of course. It's just that anybody whose environment is mentioned wants to say that, I want to stand on my right to reply. Let me tell them that we're not as bad as they think.
No, not at all. I was just, I used to, the last time I was in Ajegule, that's some times back, I know how Ajegule is, but now Lagos has been transformed into a new New York.
That's right.
I can see so many beautiful things in Lagos. Kudos to the governor of Lagos State. And I want to tell him that my governor is also doing well. We will compete with him when our IGR is like him. Once we have, once we have our dry port that His Excellency the President has finished in Zambia, that we will have more exported goods to be located in Zambia. The dry port is already ongoing, and so many other major roads that are going to bring in a lot of dividends of democracy. I believe that Kebbi State is going to be excellently well before the end of His Excellency's tenure in 2031.
Okay. Now, what can you tell me about the state of employment? This is a challenge all over the country.
I'm happy you're talking about employment. When His Excellency came in, there were there were very low number of staffs in different sectors. He has employed about 5,000 nurses into the the health sector, so that they could help in rural health centers, and improved from the local hospitals to general hospitals now. So we need more staff. He has employed about 5,000 nurses to man such places. He has also...
I beg your pardon. Ibrahim in Ilorin has called back. Let me quickly grab him. Okay. Good morning, Ibrahim.
Please. Good morning, the coordinator.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead.
My name is Ibrahim. I'm calling from Ilorin.
Okay. Go ahead.
Really, I am surprised when I see that there is kind of thuggery in Kebbi State. I lived in Kebbi for almost 20 years, and I've never had that kind of event. I mean, that kind of thing happening. The politicians in Kebbi State are so mature that they just do politics for politics' sake, but most of them are friends. I am surprised that this thing is coming on now, because the people in that place have never been known for that. I participated in elections in Kebbi State for a number of times, but such thing never happened. Yes, there are there are political offerings who want to, be in position because of their interest. But they always do it mature. When I saw the news that Malami was attacked.
Okay.
Because Malami to the governor, as we know, they were friends. So I wonder what will bring the uproar between them now that will now cause maybe talk from a party that will now attack another party.
Indeed.
And the first thing is that we knew Malami is in APC and the present governor is in APC. So what will have caused this uproar? That is the surprise.
Yeah.
So Kebbi State is really, really peaceful. That is a state that I can vouch for. That is one of the peaceful states I know in Nigeria because I live most of my life.
Okay.
So it has never been a state that's known for any thuggery or any form of rancor. People there are kind, they are friendly, and they never engage in such things. So I'm surprised. So my advice is that such things should be stopped. Let politics go on its own and let peaceful existence of Kebbi and people of Kebbi State.
Okay.
So
all right. Thank you very much. The line was deteriorating, but thank you very much. Yet another testimony by somebody who knows Kebbi closely, saying that this is not the nature of the place at all. It's always been peaceful until Lord knows what happened when Mr. Malami, was passing through. I'm not saying that he did anything or didn't do anything, but everybody that has called in has expressed surprise. Say, this is not Kebbi. This is not what we do here. So it sort of, authenticates what you yourself were saying. So it must have caught many people by surprise.
I'm happy that all those who called have attested the fact that Kebbi is a peaceful state and my governor is a peaceful governor. So whatever Malami is deciding to bring in Kebbi, please let him keep it behind and change his approach to politics. We are not violent people. We are people that very live one another. In fact, let me give you an instance that Kebbi State has so many religious groups, and fortunately, this is the only part of northern Nigeria that has so many Christians and are also in government and that are living peacefully without any religious intolerance. We have so many people who are, in fact, most of the NYC coppers that comes into Kebbi don't leave Kebbi because of the peace they enjoy in Kebbi. Okay. Most of them get married here and settle here. Wow. And some of them are even employed. And back to our issue of employment, His Excellency... Very
briefly, please, because we've run out of time, but please go ahead, but very briefly.
On fast note, His Excellency has employed about 5,000 teachers to be able to man the schools we have, plus over 8,000 youths that has been given SAs and SSAs so that they can be able to have something to do, so that they can shun violence. So for anybody to think of Kebbi State as a violent state, I think he has got it wrong. And the world have attested the fact that Kebbi is a peaceful state with His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, Dr. Nasser Idris Kauramgondu, who is also a traditional holder in all the emirates, and also the traditional holder in a neighboring state, who is also the of Dawla Osmania, Gwarazon Dawla Osmania.
Okay.
So that is to tell you that
a man well respected. A well-respected, I said a well-respected man.
He's an honest person. He's a very straightforward person. He's a hard-working person. He's a person with a dedication to see how he improves not only Kebbi State, but Nigeria as a whole.
We're going to have to leave it there. We're going to have to leave it there. But I want to thank you very much, Mr. Abdulrahman Mohammed Manga, for your, for coming on and how forthright you have been, and also to set us right, because we're hearing all sorts of versions and now hearing from inside Kebbi itself. We really appreciate your time this morning. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
All right. Our pleasure. So that's where we're going to have to leave it today. Do please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folarin.